When we return to our planet, the High Court may well sentence you to torture.
He likes movies, we like movies. Septum Sin versus the Wild. Septum Sin versus the Wild. Septum Sin versus the Wild. Septum Sin versus the world.
I'd buy that for $1.
Greetings!
Yes.
You're watching Septum Sen versus the World. I'm Septum Sen. This is Kotobuki Jake.
Konbanwa.
And we're here to show you what we got.
Show me what you got. I want to see what you got. Oh, boy.
Alright, well, we've got a lot to go over today. Not a lot as in, like, numbers, but,
Well, somewhat. All of mine are multi-part.
you know, when we take about, like, quantity of releases versus the quality is going to be big. That's why we had to save this for a while.
We, okay, yeah, he put forward this, he's like, okay, I want you to get 5 kick-ass things. And I'm like, what the hell? How can I match that? So I managed to find 2, and then I did some shopping on eBay, and I got lucky. So I'm actually going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with him. And it's going to be awesome. But
I look forward to seeing this.
First thing we got, though, this is going back. I'm actually going to finish off, finally, my holiday purchases. I saved the last 2 just for this because they are basically, you will see a theme here, and I think the theme is rare anime. Am I correct about that?
Or at least hard to get.
Rare and hard to get.
Price one.
So this one is an NIS release, and I'm actually leading off with a conversion because I had this series, but it bugged me. So I got a conversion, and that, of course, is Toradora.
Oh.
This is the 2-part release, standard release of the remake. Not remake, the re-release.
With the OVA.
The one with the Blu-ray and the OVA episode. I have the original standard release of Part 1 that's DVD only, and I have the premium release of Part 2, neither of which included the OVA on the first go-round. I wasn't able to get the complete series, but I like this is fine. This works fine. I don't like that it's in DVD cases. I prefer when Blu-rays are in Blu-ray cases, but NIS does that a lot. And this was not an expensive pickup. I think it was it was like 40, 50, something like that.
That's not bad.
It wasn't bad. It was. I want to say it was like 50, which is not bad at all for what you get. Toradora is a great show. It is a phenomenal show. It is one of the best romantic comedies out there, and one of the better shows in general. And again, the OVA, I was very upset when I saw the OVA that I found it was just a side story. It's just a throwaway side story, but it's fun. I would have preferred if it was a sequel to the series, because this is a show we talked, I think last week, how Kids on the Slope almost fumbled the ball in the end game, and they brought it back and scored at the end. Toradora did the same damn thing. It came so close to pissing me off, and they fixed it in the last half of the last episode. But it's a great show. The Palm Top Tiger is textbook tsundere, but she is one of my favorite tsundere characters. And, good times overall, and great music. Vanilla Salt is a great opener.
I like all of them.
Yeah, they're all good. Yui Horie, I believe, voices... I think... Does she voice Minori?
I think she does voice Minori.
Because I think it's Ami Koshimizu is this one, and I know Rie Kugamiya is this one. But Yui Horie sings most of the theme songs, and she's a pretty good singer. So, good one. I'm glad I finally have a set that matches. I'll probably keep my premium edition of set 2 just because premium edition.
And
but,
it has a good English dub to it. I was
yeah.
actually
Did they
impressed by
have
the
a dub the first go round?
No.
So that was another feature of the re-release, yeah. And it's a shame that NIS seemed to fold, because they did those three big ones. This one, A Lull in the Sea, and Card Captors. And then they kind of stopped doing stuff. And I wish they'd continued with those large releases, you know?
See more on our NRS when we ever get to the NIS video.
Yes, yes.
Well, one of these days we'll finish watching
Well,
them
now
all.
I have a ready excuse to rewatch Toradora.
So,
Yes.
my theme is essentially tax refund. Because I spent half of it on most of this. There's one item on this that's not included, but it inspired, so I went ahead and used this as my one extra.
Okay.
Otherwise, it'd just been 4 items.
Right.
So that one, and I'm going from least expensive to most, by the way. So that would be my copy of Liz and the Bluebird.
All right.
Now, Liz and the Bluebird is a offshoot movie from a series called Sound Euphonium, which Pony Can, you evil people, got a hold of and distributed for lots and lots of money.
Yes.
This one they did not, though, for some reason. I would have thought Pony Can would have grabbed this and also sold it for like $100.
They'll probably get the other movie.
And oh yeah, there is another movie with this series that has not been released, and it was basically about a big, a high school band. And I've heard a lot of good stuff about this. I'll probably watch it before the movie thing. And I got it for $14 at Walmart, for goodness sakes.
And Euphonium is a Keel Annie production that's freaking gorgeous, and it does have a very good rep. And yes, Pony Can, you evil bastards. But anyway, my next one is another NIS pickup from the holiday sale. And again, I don't remember the exact pricing. I want to say it was in the 50-ish range. This is one that was on my agenda for a long time, but I never got around to getting it. And last winter, I pretty much said any NIS that they still have, I'm trying to get. So I went ahead and picked up their standard release of Yuru Yuri, Happy Go Lily.
And appropriate Blu-ray cases.
Yes, appropriately sized Blu-ray cases. And Yuru Yuri is basically a Yuri-themed slice of life series.
Discount Lucky Star.
Discount Lucky Star. From what I hear, that's pretty much it. And see our other video this week for Lucky Star.
Yep.
But it looks fun. It looks like a lesser NIS release, but I could be very wrong about that. And I'm very glad to finally have it. This lucky bastard has the premium sets.
Yep.
I wanted them, but I also didn't want to spend an arm and a leg. And again, I ended up getting this with a price I was comfortable with.
So far, I've got the premiums of all that you've shown so far.
Yeah.
I've got even both versions of the premiums for Toradora.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I even have the re-release.
I thought you got the 2-part re-release.
I have the original 2-part release, but
Right.
not the re-release. No.
That's what I was going to say.
I just have the.
You made me think for a second you had the premium of the re-release.
Oh, I have the premium of the re-release. It's right there.
Where?
You see it?
Oh, yeah, I do.
Yeah, there you go.
You're just confusing me.
Yeah, because the first release was 2-part. That
Yeah.
one was 1-part.
Yeah.
Alright, next up is part of 2. I divided it in 2 for a reason, and you'll find out. Pony Can has the rights to Sound Euphonium. Sound Euphonium has part 1 and part 2 as the series and a movie, which hasn't been released, other than this one. And part 1 has 3 parts. Part 1 of part 1 is out of print, and you cannot find it.
Yeah. I looked today on Amazon. I think part 2 was the only one I saw on Amazon, and it was about $100.
Part 2 and part 3 of part 1 are still available on Right Stuff.
Oh, okay.
But at $75 a piece.
Okay, so that's much cheaper. On Amazon, they're about $100
Yeah.
a piece.
Yeah, it's just no. So I instead,
For 4 episodes.
for $30, I went ahead and got this nice version, UK release, because
Nice.
remember, I have the region-free player
Yeah.
of Season 1. So that's all of Season 1. It's I want you to compare these when we get to later on, but feel that. That's got a nice heft to it, doesn't it?
It does. Wait a minute. That's got a Crunchyroll label, even though it's a UK release?
Yep, UK.
Huh, isn't that something? That's a pretty nice little set. Yeah.
It is a nice little set. It's not that expensive to get.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 UK is almost as expensive as Season 2 US.
Ah, okay.
So,
Which
not
is
quite,
expensive.
but still, yeah. So, still, I've got a copy.
Okay. So, speaking of PonyCan and NIS,
Oh.
okay, I have to say again, this was a fine start. 2 out-of-print NIS series that are really cool. This was a good start, but this was not on the order of what I knew he was presenting. So I was on eBay a lot, and I lucked into something cool. I lucked into finding one particular vendor who started a whole bunch of stuff dirt cheap. And some of it stayed dirt cheap. And there were a lot of auctions, and I ended up winning 3 of the auctions. The one that got me in on it, sadly, I did not win. They had Season 1 Standard of Wagnaria, Season 2 Standard on Blu-ray of Wagnaria, and Season 3 Parts 1 and 2.
Oh, wow.
And it ended up going for $121 for all of it.
Not bad.
That's an awesome price.
That is an awesome
Well, an
price.
even better price because it's even harder to get. And this was the one I was really after. Because the Wagnaria 2 had some waviness to the book.
Just like
And
the,
they said that the boxes of 3 and 4 were a little scuffed up. The one that ended up going for a few dollars more, I think it was like $127. They had the premium sets 1 and 2 of Naruko Crawling with Love.
Ooh.
$127 for both. You can't get set 2.
Yeah.
You can't get it. Whoever won that was lucky. And some of the others,
I have set 2.
yeah, you were lucky. You bought it when it
I
came
bought
out.
it when it came out because I knew it was
Sure.
going to be a hard thing to get hold of.
One of the only things they never did a standard release for. And some of the other stuff, they had, like, I already have the really nice art box limited edition for Strike Witches, but I don't have the movie. So I was bidding on that.
Yeah.
They had both seasons, and the movie ended up selling for about $30.
Wow.
Yeah. And some of these were just great prices. And one PonyCan release I did not win. Roko, all 3 parts, collector's editions, went for about $50.
Oh, wow.
These collector's editions are the ones he said 75 a piece on Right Stuff for 4 episodes. Granted, there's a lot of stuff involved, but 4 episode sets. Whoever won this got a great deal, and if I had known what I was dealing with, I would have tried harder on that auction. But as it is, I won 3, and I'm excited. And I actually watched both of the PonyCan ones, so I know what I'm dealing with here. So the first one, this is that one I told you before we started. This one stayed under $5 until the last day of the auction. I could not, and when I realized it was a PonyCan release, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So, have you ever seen their collector sets?
I have not.
Okay. So I have set 1,
Wow.
set 2, and set 3 of Etotama.
Ooh. Very
So
nice.
these are the size almost of the NIS premiums, but they're in like a regular jewel case. You open it up, and you got a big collector's book there.
That's kind of cool, actually.
You got a Blu-ray, a DVD, and it flips up, and there's a soundtrack.
That is
And
pretty
every
cool.
one of the sets is like that. Unfortunately, these sets did not come with the art cards that originally came with them, but there's still a lot of cool stuff, including the important stuff. And like I said, you got set 1, you got Nyatan, who's a cat spirit.
Ah.
And then you've also got the boar spirit, the cow spirit, and the main dude. And then you got the sheep spirit, the dragon spirit, and the horse spirit, the cat spirit, and the rat spirit. You get a theme yet?
Yeah.
Yeah, basically Etotama is an action-heavy series revolving around spirits of the zodiac. and I'm going to talk more on it on our vlogcast for the week. But I watched this the last few nights. It's a very fun show. It's a very it has some frustrating elements to
Looks
it.
etchy to me.
It's got an etchy feel, but not as bad as it could be. One thing that's very interesting is the fight sequences are completely CG, but they actually look good. It looks like a high-end video game, basically. And in particular, one of the sequences, which features the horse character, is a race, obviously, and it looked so much like Mario Kart. It was great. But basically, the gist of it is you have the cat is battling for the right to join the Zodiac. And, of course, the rat is out to get her. And you got this dude who acts as sort of like a battery that powers him up. You could think of this as sort of like if someone took Fruits Basket, Samurai Girls, and or Shakugan no Shana, and Digi Shirat. Because I swear she's Dejiko with a little bit of Puchiko thrown in. Throw them into a blender, and you got a rough idea what you're dealing with here. This is not a series that's worth $80 for 4 episodes. It's not remotely. Care to guess how much it was?
How much did it go?
$29.
That is impressive.
I was so
That
thrilled.
makes my Kimi Doroke look poor in comparison.
Yes, but it looks so nice on the shelf. But anyway, so there you go.
See, now mine I did not get for deals. Mine ended up going for pretty much the right stuff prices. But, again, tax refund.
Yeah.
So, as you know, Sound Euphonia. I actually do have the official PonyCan releases of 2. Which, there they are. So let me show you this. There you go. And there you go.
Which kind of puzzles me, because I could swear they did a limited release of that too, but maybe I'm wrong.
But this is a kind of, 75
Yeah.
a piece
Yeah.
versus 30.
Yeah. Let me check the... Yeah, no, 12 episodes.
That's kind of... Not only that, but this is... Well, this is 13 episodes, and they're shorts, and a 52-page art book, and the OVA. Yeah. I don't know. PonyCan, you're slipping.
Yeah. Now, they did do a big release like this of Sound Euphonium Season 1. I know that. I don't know if they did for Season 2, but...
It's hard to say. I haven't seen one, but it doesn't mean that they aren't all extinct.
I had never seen these, and again, if I had known what I was dealing with, I had no idea this person actually had the collectors, like, they didn't even have PonyCan in the description.
Oh.
And I realized a little too late that Roko was actually a PonyCan release. But I was thinking they were like regular little, like your thing. I didn't know they were nice looking. And I don't know much about Roko, but I would have loved to get it for $50. I mean, that's,
Are you going to top me even further if you go further than that?
Well, I will. Because when PonyCan came out, they had 2 flagship titles. I still want to get Yuki Yuna as a hero. Along with Sound Euphonium, that is their most highly acclaimed series to date. It is a very highly acclaimed series. I really want to see it, but I really want to get it. And Yuki Yuna as a hero is definitely hard to get. I mean, that is one that's not on the market. So, or at least not all the parts are. So, but the other flagship title was one of these auctions, and this one was very much on my radar, and I'm very happy I got parts 1 through 3 of Denki Guy.
Ooh, that's one I wanted to get really badly.
Yes. So basically, this one, you could say, you might say, you can look at the art style and get an idea of what I'm saying here. You could basically say this was like Genshiken, sort of like Genshiken, Lucky Star, a little bit of Illumination, because the way they're drawn reminds me of Illumination's way of drawing. And also the eyes remind me a little bit of Steins Gate, strangely enough. But basically, and there was another one I was going to throw in there, but basically Denkigai revolves around this cast of characters, there's most of them there, who work in a giant manga and doujinshi store in Akihabara, if I remember correctly. And basically, they are all unabashed fans of rather perverted stuff. It's kind of a weird hybrid, because in some ways it's a very sweet series, and it has some really nice romance subplots and everything, but it also, all the characters are unabashed, unashamed in talking about what they are interested in, and what, you know. And what's more is you do have certain elements in the way it's done. There's very little actual fan service that's as excessive as most fan service series, but it's very what's the word I'm trying to say? Equal opportunity. There's as much fan service to females as there is to males, but some of the fan service is eerie. Like Foo Girl is supposed to be 16, and I swear to God, she could barely be 10. There's no way around, no two ways about it. And she's always hanging on the arm of Sommelier-kun, who looks like he's probably late 20s at the earliest. But I like Sommelier-kun. He's named after wine stewards who can look at someone and pair perfectly this person with this wine. He looks at you, he looks in your soul, and he knows exactly which dirty manga you want to read. And he has a huge following because of it. But this was a fun show. And this one does come, not just with the other stuff I mentioned, but it comes with these great big art cards, like big art cards. And it was, this was a fun one. I enjoyed it.
Why can't Aniplex do releases like that?
I know. And this one, all 3 parts, 42.
Jeez. No wonder you were guarding those auctions. Well, as I said, these can't beat them on price, but they're awesome series. These 2 last ones are extremely awesome series. So, speaking of the Nemesis, Aniplex, there are 2 series that I wanted to get off of Aniplex, and I worry because Aniplex has starting to adopt the model of, instead of re-releasing, they're just letting stuff go out of print.
Yeah.
And then it goes up to a bloody fortune. So I have to keep watching the out of print to make sure. There's a couple of things Aniplex is still doing, mainly the Fate stuff, that I really need to get.
I'm sorry, I just remembered the other one I was going to mention. This reminded me a lot of Working, because of the workplace comedy, and also the theme songs reminded me a lot of Working.
Well, any case.
Yeah, sorry.
So I went ahead and I placed one order, and then I went ahead and placed another order, which I shouldn't probably have done because of the cost. But I worried to death that these would go out of print, and these are 2 series that I really, really want. Right. The Fate series, if worse comes to worse, I will get the Australian releases. But these, I really wanted to get the American releases, and this is the first of these. Which is Your Lie in April.
Nice.
Now, I love the art style on this. Again, you got your cheap Aniplex box. But it does come with a soundtrack. Say, original bonus soundtrack CD.
Okay.
Which, this one is all about music. You can see Volume 2 as well. Because they're all about the music, it needs a soundtrack.
Yeah.
And I am very curious about this series. I have been. I've heard it's really sad. But I've also heard it's very well written. It's one of those series that you watch once, and then you're like, okay, I can deal.
It's supposed to be one of the ultimate tearjerkers in anime, from what I hear.
So I am very curious about it. I'm not going to say much more than that. until I have started watching it, which will probably not happen for a while.
Yeah.
Because I have some stuff going up for Movies Galore, and then I have to prep for the movie thing that we're doing. So this will be sadly on hold, but the other one's going to is going to be even closer to being watched quicker than this one.
I do envy you that set, that's for sure. And I will admit, in our previous vlogcast, I said I was getting ready to start Kimi ni Todoke. For various reasons, I was delayed, and it may have turned out that this might have been why, because I did cram through both of these series this week, and I have the next one will be my next priority. But we are getting back into NIS, so there we go. This one is one. This is probably the one that has me the most astonished, because there were actually obviously NIS fans watching these things. The other one, Wagnaria, was expensive almost from the get-go.
Yeah.
The one I was telling you about was they did have the complete premium edition of A Lull in the Sea. And the last time I checked that auction, it was just below 100. So it was already more than I paid for that one. But this one, I'm still flabbergasted because I got this for less than I paid for. This is another conversion. I started with a conversion. I'm going to end with a conversion. And this, if you've been watching our videos, you'll know this is one that it bugged the freaking hell out of me that I had a premium edition, a standard edition, and a premium edition. So this auction was set 1 premium edition for Love Live, the School Idol Project. Set 2 premium edition, Love Live, the School Idol Project. And a collector's edition Japanese import of the Love Live movie with a nice little booklet. And of course the booklet, since it's Japanese, it's all in kanji. I won't be able to get much out of that.
Don't you know kanji?
No. But it's a cute little collector's edition here. It slides. He's got a little, thing. Oh, sorry.
Does it have English subtitles?
I supposedly does. Comes with a nice little card and other stuff.
Oh.
I tried to open, and this actually comes with a book inside as well. Nice, pretty little DVD there. But I actually don't have any official, legit Japanese releases. So I'm actually going to keep this just for something as a collector's edition. But I actually already have, I'll just go ahead and I brought so I could give a visual.
The last of it.
Yes, this is the movie.
So now you've got the whole thing.
So now I have the whole thing in the deluxe editions.
Yeah.
But, when I got... This is like vindication for me, because I pre-ordered this set, and it was canceled because of bad timing. And by the time I was able to turn around and order it again, they had already sold out. This one is almost impossible to find for less than, what, 200, 300 bucks?
I was going to say, I don't have it.
This is a very expensive series. And, it comes, the deluxe edition, they come with the really nice books. We've shown you the NIS sets before. You get the rough idea. They come with the really nice books and the really nice... and this is great because it gives me an excuse to prioritize Love Live. Because I've seen set 1. I watched my original copy of set 1 not long after I got it. I watched it in one sitting. It was so addictive. I watched the whole thing at once, and I absolutely loved it. And I wanted to... But the fact that I'd already watched my copy held me back from launching into it again because I wanted to watch it again. But now I have an excuse to rewatch season 1 and then watch the whole thing. But this is the, like I said, how much you want to guess this one went for?
40.
No, not that lucky.
Oh. I have no clue.
50.
Oh, wow.
For all 3 parts.
That's really good.
When I originally bought this, I bought it off of eBay for $65 for set 1. So I got the whole thing for less than I paid for Cell.
Jeez.
So that was like, holy crap, I cannot believe that.
Living the dream on the bay.
Yeah, if I had only gotten Yariko and finished it, but
Well,
but I do highly recommend Love Live. It is such a fun show.
I'm going to end with a bang.
Oh, I want to see this one.
So do I.
Oh.
And it's going to be my priority after I've gotten through the NIS stuff, because it is so high on my list. Everybody who has been a fan of this channel should know I love Honey and Clover. That is my favorite anime series. If you watched our top 10, which you should.
I was going to say, if you were not aware that he loves Honey and Clover, you should watch our favorite.
And it's just an amazingly written series. I love the dynamics. And the creators of that did another series, which unfortunately was released by Aniplex. So finally I found the money from a place that I have told you before to finally get it.
Hey, but now that Aniplex has it, maybe they'll rescue Honey and Clover from Fizz.
Well, I already have it, so...
It won't be any more expensive than it is right now.
So here are the 4 parts of March Comes Like a Lion. And again, part 1, which is kind of cool. I've never actually seen anybody hold these up before. So it's kind of cool to take a look. I mean, this one actually even has, you can see that it's a slightly thicker box than they usually put out.
That's a lot better than usual.
This is a much better quality. I mean, if we take a look at Your Lie in April, you can see the box is much better quality in this series. Actually a little bit more solid. Of course, we also have Volume 2. Volume 3. And Volume 4, which just came out, by the way. Like in early April. And I am looking forward to seeing this.
How many episodes per one?
There's 11 episodes in this one.
That's actually not...
amount. There's a decent amount of episodes.
I was going to say, for Aniplex, that's not
they're
bad.
expensive. They're like 100 and like some per. They're extremely expensive. They do come with some extras. I want to say, I mean, there's deluxe booklets and art cards. I want to see if the first one has a soundtrack. They do have the Moving Meow Shogi special, which is interesting.
Nice.
But again, I'm not looking anything major other than they have a couple of basic things. They have 9 of them in this Moving Meow special. So, you know, some just fun things. It's really 2 series. It's a series 1 and a series 2 they did in 4, because this is the 2nd season and this is the 1st season. But again, a series by my favorite anime author. I had to get it. And I'm glad I got it before it went out of print. You can bet, probably by this time next year, at least one of these volumes will be out of print.
Well, you definitely got me licked on Aniplex titles, that's for sure.
Not on deals. You'll probably get them next year for $20.
Yeah, well, let's see. If I remember correctly, right now, all I have for Aniplex, official Aniplex releases, I have that Dora that I bought on sale for my stuff, and I think I beat you by $20 on that one. And I have Sword Art Online, which I did get a heck of a deal on that, but it was just a piece of a franchise that I refused to pay those prices for the rest.
Oh, it's a lot.
Oh, man.
It's not as bad as Gundam, though.
Oh, God.
Imagine if Aniplex picked up all of Gundam.
I was just about to say, no, don't say it. No.
Or Pony Can. Oh, boy.
Oh, man. Or if they got
Thing
a hold
of nightmares.
Oh, what if they were doing One Piece?
Oh, God. Well, I'd have a definite reason not to ever watch One Piece.
But could you imagine how much room that would take up? Let's say if you got One Piece broken up into 4-episode chunks with these
Good Lord.
Wow, that'd be some serious fan there.
Well, I hope you've enjoyed these pickups. What have
Yes.
you picked up this time around?
Right.
Tell us in the comments below. Of course, as always, like, share, subscribe. We've gotten a few new subscribers over this past week or so, which I'm really happy for. Thank you very much, and welcome to the page.
And if you happen by any chance to have no interest in them yourself, but you see an auction tracking for under 100 for March Comes In Like a Lion or your Lion April, leave me a comment so I can...
No, buy them for yourself.
Or you can use as a hero.
Send that to me. All right. In any case, we will see you on the next one.
Bye.